Shalom, y'all. What's poppin' and all that? It's your girl Katana Jay in the building here with Weedhead TV with WeedheadGear.com, and I got my homeboy Tone the Goat here with me. What up, Tone?
What's happening?
Shalom and all that. Where did that come from, Tone the Goat? Where did that come from?
Well, I grew up in an era where I watched people like Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan, and that was the first time that I heard the term GOAT used as the acronym, greatest of all time. Oh, I got my smoky shit going on right now. But yeah, I had I grew up in an era where those were the GOATs. You know what I'm saying? They maybe still are the GOATs right now, but that's the era I grew up in. And then after a while, it died out. You know, after Jordan and Muhammad Ali was the GOATs. I didn't hear too many people calling themselves GOATs after that. So once I got to a certain level of status, I felt like it was only right that I attached that to my name, because the work that I put into the game, the work that I put into my craft and everything, I feel like I'm very well separated from a lot of people.
So what's the greatest? Was it work ethic? Well, what's your greatest?
Being the greatest is just, what I'm saying, for one, being great in everything you do. For two, waking up every day with the goal of being greater than you were yesterday, being a greater version of yourself today than you were yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And then outdoing the competition. Like I have yet to come across another artist who does all that I do as well as I do.
What is it that you do?
I'm an artist, I'm a producer, I'm an engineer, I'm a film director, I'm an actor. You know what I'm saying? I got a food business on the side. I got an app out right now called the Beats app, available on Apple Music. Apple phones, my bad. But it's a lot.
So kind of little like reaching in all little hats.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's very common when you're in the entertainment industry, to kind of like have your hands dabbled in a couple of different things?
I think it's definitely common, but not the way that I do it. I think a lot of people that dabble in different areas, they got a whole lot of help that comes behind it.
Right.
Like I'm fully independent in every avenue that I dabble in.
Okay.
I don't have a coach or an OG that coaches me through it or leads me through it. So I do a lot of the stuff on my own. Not saying that I don't want it, but if I don't have it right then and there, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it myself.
So, on your rise to where you are now, what was a story or a time where like you had like a weed head moment?
I've had plenty of weed head moments.
The first one that comes to your mind.
All right, I'll tell you a weed head moment when I wasn't smoking weed,
okay,
but I was around nothing but weed heads. I was signed to Future at one time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Free Bands. But I used to, we had plenty of studio sessions together, and this is really studio sessions where he was recording just himself, but I'd be in the studio and, the blunt's going around and the blunt finally get to me. And every time they try to pass it to me. And after a while, it got to the blunt. It got to the point where the blunt get ready to get past to me, and Future be like, no, he don't smoke. But like all the like 20th, 40th times before that, they trying to pass it to me till they really understand like I wasn't smoking at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Right, and then another weed head moment, I was smoking with Boosie one day, and he had some pure, I don't know if it was white runts, pink runts, what kind of runts he had, but
some
man,
runts.
I never forget hitting that blunt, and boy, it was bad rock after that.
Your weed, if you can make a weed menu, morning blunt, daytime blunt, evening blunt, and then your nightcap.
Alright,
what are your strains?
Strains, I give you my top 5 favorite strains.
Okay.
One of my top favorites is Gorilla Glue. Yeah, I like Northern Lights. I love Gelato. Strawberry OG is one of my top favorites.
One more.
And when it first came out, I liked it. It kind of died down now, but Blue Dream, when it first came out, I never forget. Juicy J, he was kind of one of the advocates for it, and he piped it up. But Blue Dream, I like, but it kind of didn't die down now.
It did.
Yeah.
See, for me, I always had a thing for sour.
Sour diesel?
Well, yeah, where I'm from, sour, you get sour
Yeah.
like a regular in Jersey.
Yeah.
So for me, what my menu used to be, I mean, I guess it could kind of still be how it is today. In the mornings, I like something like a haze. Light, chill,
Yeah.
still gives you that, you know,
So you
that
don't go back to
upper.
sleep.
Right, it doesn't make you want to get sleepy and
Yeah.
couch lock. But then for the daytime, like to chill, I'd probably do my diesel. And then for my nightcap to go to sleep, I would do Kush. Because Kush give you that couch lock.
Right.
To help you to go to sleep.
Gotta have it real cushion.
Right. Hello, it's only gotta be the real. Nothing but
Straight up.
exotic
Straight up.
can touch these lungs. I'm just saying.
Nothing but exotic
All that.
can touch the lungs.
All that.
I ain't gonna tell you the spin-off I was about to say, but yeah, I feel you.
Okay. How did you, Tone the Goat, get paired up with Weedhead?
I know originally I was working on, I set a goal this year for 2020 that I was gonna release 10 movies, 10 albums, and 10 mixtapes. And I was in the process of filming my second movie, Best Buds. That's my comedy. And I personally feel like, you know what I'm saying, he caught whiff of Best Buds and realized that it was a stoner movie and realized that it was probably perfect for his crowd. And he probably researched, you know, me and my movement and felt like I was the perfect person to be, you know, a brand ambassador or something for the brand. And he reached out to me. And when he reached out to me initially, you know, it was just on some, hey, I got a few shirts if you want to put them in the movie or whatever. You know, he pulled up on set of the movie. We was filming. And he brought them through, you know, and I put them in the movie. And really, honestly, from there, it was just all she wrote. Like, the connection was golden. You know, I did what I did. He stayed consistent. And, you know, we just built a brotherly bond from there. Like, you know.
And when you're getting ready to like cross market or cross venture with someone, what is most important to you when it comes to the cross venture?
I mean, I've done affiliations and brand ambassadors for a ton of brands, but the main thing to me is just a genuine relationship, because, you know, a lot of people could just use you for their platform to benefit them more than it'll benefit you. But one thing that I noticed with him, you know what I'm saying, like, it's a give and take type of thing, you know. Whatever I do, he gonna try to top what I do for me, and whatever he do for me, I'm gonna try to top for, you know what I'm saying, what I do for him. And it's just, you know, and that's like the perfect bond to me, because at the end of the day, man, you know, it's unfortunate that we're going through a lot of this racism and stuff that's affecting the black markets and this, that, and the third. But, you know, me and him, I can guarantee you that, you know, we're two of the few that are trying to make an example for, you know, like, support one another and go to the next level for that shit. Show
the community and show everybody that, you know.
Yeah.
Especially right now with the black community and showing black-owned businesses and really trying to, you know, put something forward. Now, with all the songs that you guys have on the album, collectively, it's about how many now?
I think it's like 13, 14, 15, maybe somewhere around
so
there.
we have a pretty decent arsenal on us. Mm-hmm. Out of the arsenal that you have,
you ain't gonna pass me that?
You damn well know. Right now is a you drink, I smoke situation. Because it's the way that the world is right now.
The way that the law is set up.
Right. The way that they set us up.
Yeah, the way they set us up.
The way they set us up, because some places is okay, some places is
Black
not.
Lives Matter.
Just
straight up.
Just saying, one time for the one time.
You hear me?
Latinos for blacks.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so out of the arsenal that you have, what would you say is your favorite song? Rotation. What was your favorite song to record and create?
You.
What song?
Featuring you.
Me featuring me.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. So then what song was the most impactful to you?
definitely hands down my people.
Your people? Why is that?
Not our people, but it's called my people. But but it's
I know what you mean.
Yeah. It was just one of them songs that like I recorded it literally a couple of years ago, but it just fits so perfectly for what's going on now.
Right.
And excuse me, but
You're such a lady.
Yeah,
I'm such a lady. I say that when I burp. I go, I'm such a lady.
I ain't no goddamn lady, but yeah,
you know what I mean?
It was.
It's classy. It's classy.
It was, man. You know, like it really hurt my heart when I watch these videos when police brutality is going on and when racism is going on and when, you know, just certain moments where like I've watched so many videos where people have caught white people on camera, and I hate to single out white people, but that's the most of what I've seen that's been
in your experience.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, personally, I put it out there. Personally, I've never experienced like the ultimate level of racism towards me.
Right.
But when I see these videos and I see it repeatedly being put out, it becomes a reality. You know what I'm saying? And I know it exists. I know it's out there. You know what I'm saying? I might not have come across it, but it hurts me. Like it hurts. It touches my soul. It hurts my heart. You know what I'm saying? But that song, I feel like, is very relevant for what's going on right now.
Right. Absolutely. You know? And you said you did create that song a while back ago, right?
I made it like right after the Trayvon Martin situation went on.
Right.
And Trayvon was like the biggest victim of what had went on at the time.
Right. See how a topic like that is so timeless, how right now we're in the forefront of it right now. Prayfully, this can be, you know, that revolution and that transition that we need as a collective. But, you know, with having a platform, you know, such as yours and stuff like that, and being able to put that voice, that message out there, you know what I mean? Do you feel like that's something like you feel a responsibility, that you feel like you have to, or just something that, like, you know, within yourself that you just felt like you just needed to get out?
By default, it kind of is a responsibility of mine to say something, do something, or put something out that let the people know that, you know, you're not supporting somebody that's not with you.
Right.
You know, because I at once I had been just a strict fan of entertainers or music. And this is before I was doing music. You know, I started doing music at probably 9, 10 years old. But before I was doing music, I was strictly a fan, strictly, you know,
like
influenced by a lover of it. But there were some people that let me down.
Okay.
You know, and
how did that affect you?
It affected me greatly. It affected me ultimately. You know what I'm saying? Just to know. But when I was supporting this person, I thought that they kind of probably had the same views or the same outlooks or the same beliefs as me or this, that, and third. And then to actually hear them publicly speak out, it affected me ultimately, you know what I'm saying? And I stopped supporting those kind of people.
Right.
Because it's like the words you were speaking through your music is not the person that you really are.
Kind of not necessarily authentic.
So I've been caught in the streets a few times by some of my fans during this time, and they like, Tone, you know, we got this going on, we trying to form this and form that. How do you feel about the police brutality? How do you feel about the protests going on, this, that, and third? We want you to be involved because your influence is so great on the young people and this, that, and third.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, just hit me up, you know, whatever I can do, I'm going to do. Okay. You know, and personally, I've never been one for the politics. But I feel like my hand has been forced to where I got to start being involved in politics and all that kind of stuff, even if I don't want to, because I got a generation that's looking up to me that take my word and my advice and my influence on a lot of stuff where it's like, I can't leave them hanging.
Right. And that's why I was asking if you necessarily, when I asked you before, if you felt like it was almost like a responsibility or a default to do so because of the platform in which you have and because of the following that you have and because of the like the reach that your voice and what your word influences?
I didn't before because I try to stay out of politics because I feel like politics is just like the music industry. It's entertainment. But it's gotten way more serious than that, and our people are being killed off by the numbers dramatically.
Right.
You know, due to politics, due to, you know, government issues and this, that, and the third. And I will be damned if I be silent and just watch my people get killed off.
Right, right.
You know, because I got 2 young kids that got to grow up in this next world that's being formed right now, in front of us. Because that's going on right now. We might be in the flesh dealing with it, but guess who are the next? Exactly.
They get the repercussions.
They get the repercussions. You feel me?
Just like how we got the repercussions of what our so on and so forth.
Exactly.
COVID-19 stuff going on, all these major things going on. Do you feel that it like had an impact, or kind of like did it take a little bit like longer, or did it happen faster? Like, did it kind of deter what you were doing with the album, with all these pandemics and all this crazy stuff going on right now?
I feel like for one, it came out unexpectedly. I think it caught, and not just me, I think it caught everybody off guard. But depending on the field that you're in, depending on the kind of work that you do, you know, it was either a pro or a con. And for me, for the music industry, for one, with me being an audio engineer, with people having to stay in home and this, that, and the third, a lot of artists, all they wanted to do was just get in the studio. Get in the studio, go back home. Get in the studio, go back home. So for me being an engineer, it kind of put a spike in my in my business, in my sales, in my demand. As far as beats go, verses go, this, that, and the third. Right. But I know there's been a lot of people who work 9 to 5s and do certain type of businesses and this, that, and the third that it's affected. But me personally, it hasn't slowed down any of my business. On top of, it hasn't affected me. On top of, man, when you're an entrepreneur, you know,
you just get it going.
You're gonna find whichever you're gonna adapt to the surroundings.
Right, like what we said before, you're just gonna kind of like get it going and kind of like bring it in one way or another. You're gonna figure it out. Okay.
You know, I've been beneficial enough to not have to work a 9 to 5 since my first song hit the radio, which was at 17.
At 17 years old. Okay, cool. And you did say you first started into music around 9 years?
Yeah, that's when I started. That's when I wrote my first song, and I recorded my first song like at 12 or 13, somewhere around that.
What kind of like brought the spark into writing or making music? Whatever it was that came first. What lit that spark?
I honestly, but what I do know is my mom. She won first place in Apollo.
Oh.
So, and she's from the Bronx.
Moms. Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So
East Coast in the building. What's up?
I don't know. I know. I remember a small scenario when I was like 4 or 5, and I was riding with my auntie. And every song came on the radio, I would sing. She'd turn around and look at me in the car and just be like, "You know all the words of this song? You must think you're going to be a rapper or a musician one day or this, that, and third."
So, it's time. So the talent in the music is within the blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I see it in my daughter now. That's like reassurance to me. Like, I see her doing everything that I'm doing, and it's just like, it's in you. I see it. It's in you. She definitely adapted to it on her own. But as soon as I seen it, me being an entertainer or a musician or whatever you want to name it, I made sure that I escalated it and you know what I'm saying, put her in the positions that she needs to be able to take it to the next level, you know, and she ain't failed me yet.
Back to talking about, you know, Weedhead and weedheadgear.com and everything like that. What is your favorite shirt? What shirt is like your go-to, like that's my shirt?
I think the tie-dye shirts is my favorite so far.
Them tie-dye shirts go hard. Which colors? Shirt. What colors?
I got like 3 different versions, maybe 4. I can't remember. I know I got a pink. I got a pink and yellow tie-dye. I got a green, blue, and yellow tie-dye. And I think I got like a more dominant blue tie-dye one. But I wear all of them. My kid's grandma came in here today and she was like, that whole box is weed head shirts. And I'm like, yeah.
Right. And that was me yesterday. I was like, wait a minute, who is this? I want this one.
Like,
how do you have stuff I don't have?
I'm like, he keep me loaded because, you know what I'm saying, one thing he knows, it ain't going to be sitting there. Every shirt in that box probably has already been worn one time.
Done been worn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to go. And when I walk in public, people want it. Like,
right. What shirt you wore the most? Which one was the one that you wore
probably the fuck COVID, just because what's going on
because
right
of the
now.
fuck COVID?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah, just because what's going on right now. That's probably what I didn't wear the most. That's not my favorite, but with what's going on right now,
it's relatable.
It catches the most attention.
Right, guys. So, is there anything else that you want to let the people know? Whether it be projects coming out, where they could find you, anything of that sort? Here's your floor.
Definitely, you gotta go goddamn check out the Goat Season album that I just dropped less than a week ago. Goat Season, Tone the Goat. Check that on your streaming platforms, whether you got Apple, iTunes, Tidal, whatever you listen to your music on, go search that. My movie is out right now, Bloody Neighborhood. Go check that out. Directed, written, and starred by me. You know, it's doing numbers. It's going up. Best Buds Stoner Movie of the Year. This is for my stoner.
Say Best Buds 5 times
Best Buds. Best
No,
Buds,
you thinking about it.
Best
No,
Buds.
you thinking about it 5 times fast.
Oh man. Best Buds. Y'all look out for that. Starring Weedhead Apparel in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Starring Weedhead Apparel in the movie. Y'all look out for it.
Weedheadgear.com.
I've been having this shirt. But starring Weedhead Apparel in the movie.
You know what?
Starring Weedhead Apparel. And then on the flip side, I filmed my first kids movie. It's an all kids movie and it's starring my kids, Penelope and AJ. It's, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be on all kids platforms, wherever your kids watch their movies, watch their stuff, you're gonna be able to see it. But it's called It's a Kid's World. You know what I'm saying? So look out for that, directed by Tone.
Rotation for my weed heads. Yeah. I got mean green, mighty weed, cabbage, lettuce, collard greens. Grab some papers and some leaves, light that shit up, take a chief. This from Colorado Springs, bring some bottles, I got the weed. Beans, lean, freaks, weed. Beans, lean, freaks, weed. All in rotation. Yeah, I got weed.
What? I'm on probation next month.
Party!
Rotation. The type of shit that had you stone like a tomb. Rotation. Feel like I've been high since I came out the womb. You know I'm in rotation. Gotta smoke it like it's medicated.